2 rounds to then win the OT versus Gen G. So what you don't want to see if you are rooting for 100 Thieves today is a slow start, because they've had to really make a lot of comebacks happen. And sure, it looks great when they do that, but then you also have the Haven where they don't make the comeback happen and they kind of lose.
And I guess on the opposite side, you're kind of rooting for the exact polar opposite for LG. See if your offense can break through this 100 Thieves defense first. It'd be great if they could find a way to get this pistol. Nanoswarm will initially stall the play, but LG not going to hesitate whatsoever. Ethan by himself keeping a dark cover into play to see if he can stay alive, and he does one better by finding a first elimination. Also now help is here for 100 Thieves as this pistol is unfolding very quickly. Steal for a second, but still Luminosity fighting back, trying to at least. 2v3 last members for LG underneath, and while Moose has single-handedly done everything for this Luminosity offense as they dodge one of the shock darts, and things slow for a moment as we go 2v2.
And thankfully Moose is alive as well, because he's got a lot of utility still in there. So the recon coming on through, trying to go for the plant, being covered by Dre. First contact, Dre's not looking the right way. Nitro finds the time to get the headshot and will convert onto Moose, as well as allow for now Defuse to come on in, handing over a couple of frenzies. And while it looked like maybe Moose and LG were in for a bit of a heroic round there, 100 Thieves via Nitro shut it down.
Wow. I mean, really, you kind of felt like after Ethan gets that first blood and steal happens for the second, that 100 Thieves, there's really no way that you can drop this pistol. But Moose definitely makes it interesting for a moment. It just comes down to, at the end, that 2v2. You mentioned the timing of it all, really not favoring Luminosity, trying to force the spike plant into play sooner rather than later, and that's where Nitro is able to feast. So a pistol round win for 100 Thieves. And this is the one team that, you know, we've kind of marked a lot about Steel. He continues to put himself on the Bucky, even when he's got more than enough economy to go into something maybe a bit more sturdy as far as an AR is concerned. So we've had questions about would it be successful for this defensive composition through day one. And I think largely, Avril, we've kind of got an answer over the couple of days prior that he's actually been making it work pretty nicely.
Well, I mean, he's stuck to his guns here, specifically the one gun of the Bucky. He's been having it close by, sleeping with it under his pillow. Probably doesn't feel too comfortable, but he'll take the wins. That's really what matters here at the end of the day. A little bit of lurking, a little bit of defaulting coming through from Thief as well over towards A, just trying to keep 100 Thieves hanging around over towards the A side of things. Now, I do think Steel and the Bucky is more favored for the defense than the offense. Obviously, offensive Bucky here is not going to be as good. With the wall coming down towards B as well, LG need to make some decisions. Like, they probably should be breaking this wall to at least open up the map a little bit. Have still got a bit of a lurk into mid as well, so could be a mid to B, could be a split B.
Nitro does read the information that there are members here for Luminosity, but it's not influencing 100 Thieves' decision on their defensive setup, at least not too much. Hiko will make the rotation over, and as the wall breaks, a slow orb will take its place, with also behind that some paint shells. Shotguns versus Sheriffs in the mix. Steel now making his way forward, and whoa, Proto is able to respond, but again, it comes at a pretty steep cost. 2v4 situation. Proto would have to do a lot more. Gets caught on the reload. Hiko finds the kill, and Nitro pushing through B main gets his third, and 100 Thieves, as expected, take the second round.
Confidence from 100 Thieves showing as well, pushing directly into Proto, who has a Sheriff. I mean, in other cases, we've seen a Proto go large there, but here, unfortunately, he is going to miss the shots. Steel will make the Bucky sing, and as we head into round number 3, you have a rifle on board for Hiko already. Nitro looking towards the pistol, one away from the resurrection. Moose has the 100 Sphere, which is excellently timed for this third round. As LG now, I don't know if they'll think about using it just yet. Maybe if the round goes poorly, Nitro even upgrading towards the rifle. So pretty good equipment coming through from 100 Thieves, all things considered. And now the Bucky, I think, can find some decent value. Look at this close angle 100 Thieves are going to have via Steel.
Going to try to shoulder just a touch. Nano Swarm will be placed. It will be used immediately, as the Owl drone was enough of an influence to sit there and say, okay, maybe the push is on the way, but it is a little bit tepid at the moment. Oh my goodness, Steel! That's a one-tap Bucky from across A main. I mean, the spike was never a part of that play, but Steel didn't care one way or the other. A kill is a kill, and 100 Thieves are in an early 5v4.
That's disgusting. That was like a mid to long range kill. And Thief had full armor. Like, what?
Yeah, Bucky's the new operator.
No, well, yeah, but it's the new Stinger, really. It's like $200 cheaper than the Stinger. Has a level of output that is just insane. The only thing the Bucky can't do is, like, challenge super long range, but then I guess neither does the Stinger, really. I think this is going to be potentially Steel convincing a lot of other pros to move towards the Bucky based on what he's able to do here. That one, I know Thief's not going to be happy with that at all. That is the disgusting way to die. And for Thief as well, it's like someone that we were talking about having to really step up as the main duelist for the team, as someone that is going to be supposed to be one of the best players really in the region. He's not got anything done yet. He's, I think, 0 for 3 so far on this map. And Dynasty that way just kind of sucks for Thief individually.
Well, now LG gonna force a square peg into a round hole as they move forward through a ton of utility from Steel. He even steps into the dark cover. Hiko there to watch over the top. Last two members are Proto and Dre. Neither will do too much damage. Steel will even go ahead and recover a Phantom. I imagine he will probably just go ahead and drop that for somebody and then once again pick up that bucket. At least that's what he's done in the past. We'll see if that changes here.
It looks like he has to hold on to it.
Okay.
So, I mean, to be fair, holding on to it means they don't spend money. So if we're going to talk about pure economy here, it means
true.
You're not, like, yeah, you can drop and then I guess the other person doesn't buy, but because you... Actually, what I'm trying to get to here is I think 5 rifles is better. It should be better. I think no one could really argue that 5 rifles should be better, but I'm starting to get convinced. I'm in a bit of a Stockholm syndrome here via Steel using Bucky every single round to the point where I'm starting to think, like, maybe he should just play the Bucky. Maybe it is what he needs to do.
It was so funny because after that first cast that we had, we sat and we kind of talked for a while after they got through NRG. Like, man, is this really a play? Like, it's obviously precognitive that they want to try to get Steel on this Bucky. And, well, every single round we see him use it, we get more and more convinced by it. And now LG on full sheriffs will ride on into town over through the B site. A little bit of wall bang coming out. Steel not going to be able to find too much off of that, but Asuna from behind. There's number 1. How about a second? Maybe just using the paint shells to confirm the third. Yeah, last bullet will actually do it. One more off the reload. Why not? And 100 Thieves just have to track down one, and it's Proto by himself. Later.
The 3-pointer, the, you know, no-look toss, half court, behind the shoulder, just behind his back even. One hand. Straight into the net basket. It's just disgusting. I mean, yeah, we're not going to go nuts over this one because it is versus just pistols versus anti-eco. Last pack's in. Not too sure why, you know, maybe LG weren't super prepared for that one. They didn't hear the info coming through from behind, but the last bullet kill in the Vandal was super impressive. Here, I think a Proto just knew it was over. I mean, a Proto was not going to ever do too much more here by himself. Give the ace over to Asuna. Showstopper now available off the back of it. So... big plays.
Well, a big round here for Luminosity. Full gun round. You've got to run it back and a Hunter's Fury. So from the POV of our attackers, you would feel like this is a much-needed win. Asuna going to get aggressive with his Showstopper, try to catch people off guard inside B main, of which there are no LG members. And now as Moose gets a tag off of what seemed to have been an Aldrone, he will use the Hunter's Fury and does confirm the first kill. Okay, so now a lot of room to work with for LG. The run it back also committed to Stellar will make sure the site is clear of any utility. But meanwhile, off screen, it's actually Steel who finds the kill. And actually, beyond that, the spike is not a part of this hit right now. They're going to wait for the Phoenix to go back, so Stellar will bring it onto site, and that gives an opportunity for 100 Thieves to work their way in. Resurrection comes through, Neural Theft as well, and Asuna will find himself another elimination. Stellar still keeping himself alive, 2v2 situation, curveball up top. He does see the flash, but it does not matter. It gets down to a 1v1.
Proto, 80 HP here, 9 armor as well, goes for the fake plant. Hiko, is he gonna peek? Should know that a Proto's playing somewhere around Gen, saw the camera location coming on through. Trying to battle some shock darts, and Hiko, there's the damage we're looking for. Secures the 1v1. No spray just yet. Usually he will use the Euro spray, but maybe that one has only been saving for clutches.
Oh, that's not a great round to find outside your favor if you're LG. Such a great start for them. Getting the pick from Moose's Hunter's Fury. Stellar does such a good job of clearing off utility. But the problem is, it's Steel mid-map that dwindles the numbers to a point where 100 Thieves could actually fight for a retake, and fight did they? My goodness.
Through glass as well. I think that's where Asuna got his one kill through glass over the tree. I think that was also where Steel was. In either case, it was LG trying to make their way through short. They didn't really transition onto site at all. I mean, some of them did. Stellar tried to make it happen. Nearly heroics, like you said. Because these, are they just trying to consider if they were maybe wall booster into towards B? No, here's the wall now. They'll stop any more aggression coming through from B. I wonder if this is going to be the wall break. It should be. For LG, upgraded pistols onto the Sheriffs. A Proto's POV as well. The guy that has been historically really good on the Sheriffs. We'll need to see him land some of these taps.
No more utility for Nitro. Gets tagged. No slow arms are here, but the help from Asuna comes in perfect time. Ethan mid-map able to lock down the rotation from LG through Market. And as Hiko gets involved, 100 Thieves will go flawless. And a 6-0 start as would be expected. The only thing really to speak of is the fact that all 5 members survive and they all pretty much get sheriff upgrades for their secondaries.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that situation. I'm going back to the Ascent that Luminosity played versus FaZe as well, and it's like, I mean, they got 5 versus FaZe, still lost the map overall because of their defense. If we're talking about recency bias here, if we're talking about the fact that they struggled on defense versus FaZe, now I know that's a different matchup versus a totally different playstyle of team, but it doesn't make you feel good about LG's chances after 6 in a row. You know, they would really, for me, have to recover, I would say, minimum 4 rounds here, then perhaps take us to like an OT in the next half. They would definitely have to go for a 4-8 finish.
Not great news, considering that, as mentioned at the top of the map here, that this is LG's favored side statistically, across a pretty large sample size as well. Now, granted, their defense is by no means poor, but comparatively to their offense, it's not been their stronger side. So this time, Luminosity going to try to clear the middle of the map. Aldrin will be spent to try to make its way over through Tree, which Steel has been so good at, locking down with rifles, and that will once again be the case. Run it back also going to come through for Stellar, using even a curveball and a Leer to clear out some of the space. It also gets the Alarm Bot and a Nanostorm, so tons of utility down. Steel will give up his position for a moment, but it doesn't make a difference because Asuna locks things down from the side. And, I mean, there hasn't been a clean look at a spike site yet, largely for Luminosity. Eco picks up after Moose and Stellar find 2. It leaves Moose in a 1v3 situation.
And he'll go for the kills as well. He'll try and challenge this one. You know, it's looking dire, and that's making a real understatement. I want to highlight one specific interaction that I saw on that particular map there, where inside Tree, yes, we did see Sella go for the runner back. Yes, he kind of did have that runner back shut down, but Thief ended up in a 1v1 versus Steel and lost. Now, in a vacuum, that's not the worst thing I've seen in the world, but he's 0-7 right now. Thief, as kind of the star player on this team, or he's meant to be the star player on this team, hasn't won like any duels. He's losing to Steel here, where, you know, nothing gets Steel. I think Steel's been having a fantastic tournament in Challenges 3. So unfortunately for Thief, if you're not coming through big right now, you're going to lose to everyone on 100 Thieves, really. But to go 0-7 after 7 rounds and have 0 impact so far, especially on a role like Reyna, where if you don't have any impact, you're not really doing a lot. And this is kind of Reyna as well, where even an assist would at least give you some orbs to use. This is really poor so far from Thief, unfortunately.
So back to saves. Steel finds first blood. Thief just runs in, taken down no problem. And I mean, this wasn't a round that we expected LG to do too much with, but at the moment in a 3v5, it feels like there's really not much they're going to be able to largely even do to this round, besides maybe find a trail kill here or there as all 3 players back out towards mid. Could potentially be point of contact here with Ethan. Sure will be. He reads it, backs down. Now Nitro picks up. And him and Ethan playing a little bit of a double peak scenario has kept LG in the blender. 8-0 up, another flawless for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, the note from me was to say that Ethan wasn't going to die there. He was just going to cleanly, you know, shoulder peek that one, walk away, dodge the shots, some teammates to come on. And that wasn't going to be the round that LG were likely to come on through big time. This needs to be the round, though. I did say, look, 4-8, I think, is the realistic target for LG. Can they still achieve 4-8? Absolutely, I think they can. But the more rounds they've dropped now, the more I'm starting to believe, you know, 3-9. I'm starting to look towards 2-10 as well. Look, Thief, yeah, he's on 0-8, but to be fair, that last round was just an eco. Probably wasn't expecting too much. He kind of just walks into his death as well, which is either the most Thief thing you've seen or, like, just really shouldn't have happened. But in either case, I think this is the round. This is the round where I'd like to see Thief really come up, and this is the round that LG need to win to get that 4-8.
Aggression through the middle of the map here. You saw that recon bolt be laid out. Hunter's Fury is also a part of this for Hiko. He does get a tag onto one player, but the rifles that are turning their attention towards mid, I was about to say they come up empty, but Asuna is able to get the wall bang on the Thief. Another first blood in his favor. Oh, why not? Showstopper, blast pack. How about one more in the corner? No, it's Trey who stays alive, revealed by the recon bolt, and careful here. Proto has made his way through the middle of the map, or has he? Okay, so now he's actually found himself too, but 100 Thieves eventually get the trades that were right in front of them, and it leaves Moose down to a 1v2. Plenty of time to play with, though.
And I think he'll, you know, I was even thinking about a situation where Moose and LG don't have money. It's a 1v2. He's going to go for this one. He has a post-plant with the Hunter's Fury as well. We also don't have enough rounds. Like I said, they have to kind of win this one. They don't want to just leave this down to 3-9. So this is going to have to be an instant clutch coming through. He's going to try and secure the location. Recon will reveal maybe a couple people on top. I don't know if this is the best post plant for a solo play because he can't quite see it from long.
Yeah.
And well, he's already dead. He can't even leave the site, can he? Ideally, he plants for long, then escapes too long, or maybe he plants somewhere a little bit further to the left in the corner behind where he goes standing against, so they can maybe go back towards tree and play from short. He could technically play in hell, but in a 2v1, if they both drop down, both 100 Thieves members drop down at the same time and double peek him, he's not going to win that. So it's a difficult situation where Moose would have to do something and play for the Hunter's Fury ideally. And there, as you can see, Asuna just kind of spamming through mid onto the catwalk. And if you're wondering why those shots connect enough to get a kill, it's because Thief also ate a Hunter's Fury shot from Hiko. So he's just sitting there like a bullet magnet, he's just collecting damage from everything. He just eats the Hunter's Fury shot, takes him down to like half HP, and then enough wallbang bullets from Asuna takes him down. So yeah, this is LG with 4 ultimates and a requirement, I would say, to win the next 3 rounds.
They've got a lot of tools to do it, but the problem is a lot of the members are on just light armors. Boombot will be the first thing forward defensively for 100 Thieves to make sure there is no early pressure through B main. And with that, Nitro actually steps into this garage area, considers the play. Asuna gets some information off of a recon bolt, and Thief he's dead. Does delete one, but look at all these blue members that are running at him. Ethan finds the kill, no problem. Completely caught off guard. Asuna finds more. And Luminosity, well, at this point in time, you mentioned a required round. They can't even get through cyber cages or buildings right now.
I want everyone to know I'm not picking on the guy. I'm just reading the scoreline. That's it. I'm just spitting the facts. That's it. That's all it is. I feel bad. I feel really bad for what's happening to Thief in this game. I feel bad for LG so far in terms of what is about to be 0-10. Not just for Thief, but also for the team's rounds here. Asuna can't miss a single shot. What's really happening here is Asuna, the reason why he's on such a heater as he cleans up 3 kills is he's actually stolen Thief's heater. So now he's got 2 heaters that he's sitting next to. And so Thief doesn't have one. He's a bit cold today. 5 ultimates now, and LG... I mean, the expectations just keep dwindling for me. It's like, they need 4 and 8. Oh, now they need 3 and 9. Oh, now they need 2 and 10. It's just, it keeps going down. And eventually, I feel like I'm going to find myself saying, now they need 1 and 11. Oh, well, it's 0 and 12 now. I guess it's over. You know, I'm trying to find, I'm trying to be serviceable. I'm trying to find a way to help LG here, to get them back in this game, but I just don't know what words to say anymore. Thief does have a rifle. He has the Empress available. No one else from LG really has a good enough gun here, so if this is the round for Thief to come back big, this is definitely the round then.
We'll see what the commitment would be as far as trying to free him up to get this Empress into a place of utility and potential effectiveness. Proto has worked his way up through the catwalk over towards tree, which in its own self feels like a bit of a success considering how the last couple of rounds have gone. Or deleted. Run it back will be spent. Stellar the first one forward with the Spectre. Has a Lear to also assist for this. Knows there's a player up top. Ethan still able to find one. Steal another. We go 2 for 2 overall. Now as the hit continues that to come through, it's Asuna from the flank. Ah, boy. Still no Empress. Asuna up top trying to change the angle. Proto, decent flick through the wall, finds the kill, so opportunity starting to brew. 2v2 situation, and Thief is actually able to put it all onto the shoulders of one. It's Nitro for the 1v2 that he'll have to break down to the post-plant setup.
Here we go. LG's round is finally going to come into play. There's not going to be a resurrection for Nitro either. He has a decent amount of utility, and instantly, Thief with a headshot coming in through. And I was going to say he doubled up his kills, but O times 2 would have been O. But he's just gotten, he's on the board now. We're back into a round for LG. The 210 dream is alive here rather for in terms of the round score. And then you better hope LG, if you are an LG fan, you better hope that LG have the most phenomenal defense ever. We've seen 100 Thieves themselves come back from a 210 deficit today. We know it's possible, but that is 100 Thieves, and this is LG. LG to make that possible as well, they would have to be playing out of their minds, and it would, by the way, require them to win this round as well.
Yep. I mean, at least there's a blip on the heart rate monitor here for LG. Offense going to get things going with an early Hunter's Fury, just trying to clear out a bit of space. Steel did not fully see information on the members that were pushed up A initially, so he will sneak into Wine, but Luminosity looked like they want to actually make a play through mid-map, and as Nitro, did he actually see information off that shoulder? Seems to think that he maybe has, as he does set up for the barrier orb, and will kind of stall things out a bit as Steel pushes forward, though he does confirm first blood.
2 as well. Now, LG, okay, they do respond with one. Thief gets traded here, still 2 alive. No Empress lockdown available for 100 Thieves, and it's looking like they're going to lock down the first half of Ascent, and probably they're going to be locking down the entire series here as well. Proto's going to try his best to get some more damage in with 1 alive on a Proto and 27 HP. I would normally say 27 HP in a Dream, but I don't think the Dream is alive.
Bot coming back.
Well, you'll have to do it from the middle of the map with no spike, as you see 100 Thieves members are having a bit of a kumbaya over the top of it at the moment. Spy cam could have been maybe useful, but it gets deleted, and now Nitro working around the back might just be able to catch the timing here to find this kill for free. Though Proto has snuck into this cubby, only for a small time though. So the half goes 11-1. It's going to have to be an incredible LG comeback if they want to try to find their way to a potential, well, let's be honest, overtime likely. Set things to a halftime break, and we'll come back to figure out exactly how the second half fares right after this. Welcome back there, friends. Avril, not sure what I can leave you here as far as trying to break down the first half out of the fact that it's just all 100 Thieves so far.
And this is going to be, look, we've seen a 2-10 comeback. I've only ever really seen a 1-11 comeback. That was version 1, I believe, that we casted.
Yep.
It's a totally different matchup, though. This is versus a team like 100 Thieves, who I would have said this. And by the way, 100 Steel is just completely fragging, so it's kind of already over. The reason why I'm not even really covering too much more of this is I'm just really expecting 100 Thieves to come through massively and clean up 12-1, and then eventually maybe the 13-1. LG will force by next round predictably, and then I don't know that they're going to be able to win that one. 100 Thieves were a team that even if they lost the first half, I would have still looked at the second half and favored them anyway. But now with Nitro getting the Counter-Stellar 4v2, low HP for 100 Thieves, they might have a heal available. I don't know that LG can do much more.
I can almost hear just like a Steel maniacal giggle after he finds those 2 sheriffs. It was off screen, right down main, right over towards Catwalk. I mean, what in the world do you say about it? It's goodness. Plant down, barrier blocking off Heaven. Spy cam, thanks for trying. LG 2v4. Now, a couple of members are low, so this sheriff from Proto really can't do a lot of work, as I think Nitro and Asuna had a bit of a conversation of, why didn't you heal me, man? But coming over through the side of Tree, Nico's going to have a recon bolt, and Steel's just not missing headshots, apparently. Going to get the better of only one, but pistol still, as you would figure, would be secured, and we're on match point.
I'll be honest here. I mean, looking at this, it's getting a little bit difficult to call now. And call being casting, it's easy to call that 100 Thieves are going to win. That's an easy call. The call, what I'm talking about, is in terms of trying to find something to work through from LG. They're having a bad day. Apparently, life's not good. 100 Thieves, though, they've had a bit of a ripper, haven't they? They've made a huge comeback in their previous game versus Gen G. They pretty much have won the lower bracket final now. They're going to go up against FaZe, and I think there's a strong argument to make that they could probably win the grand final there. And I don't want to underestimate FaZe because they've gotten to the grand finals all fair and square. This is going to be the final bye, I think, for LG. They're going to force into this one. Honestly, it would be a miracle for them to string together a round or two, but for 100 Thieves, I'm looking at a 13-1, maybe at most like a 13-2-3. But 13-1 is probably the scoreline here.
Well, the weapons will be essentially force buy, but it's going to be 4 sheriffs, and I think an Ares that was picked up from LG defensively. So there will be a lot of firepower on the table in terms of kill potential. Just comes down to, can you start to stall out this heater that we keep talking about for not just Asuna, but the 100 Thieves roster on whole has been playing so well in the last 48 hours. There will be 3 members defensively in and around the A site for Luminosity. Asuna's been the first one to check, of which Thief is here to try to contest it. Shots just a touch better for Asuna than it was for Thief, resulting in a first blood, and now 100 Thieves have the numbers to try to push their way forward, and they will. LG, do you try to contest this? Well, your attempt to will be stopped, and Asuna up top. A little bit of parkour to get on top of the barrier. We'll find one more. We go 4v3 where LG need to get a retake, and Stellar's first headshot will make life just a touch easier.
It is workable. The numbers at least working slightly better for LG. I don't know that they have the right equipment here. It's going to be mostly sheriffs. They haven't really picked up any guns on the floor. Time will start running out now. Smoke plus Nano Swarm on the ground. A decent post point. You can see how far away Steel is. You also have over towards Tree Nitro playing as well. Ethan gets the kill a second, and that might be the game. 13-1, LG are done.
Wow. We weren't here for a long time, but if you're a 100 Thieves fan, you were there for a good time.